Hi guys, sorry I haven't done a reaction video in a long time, but I'm gonna make it up. I'm going to watch The Mysterious Planet Part 1 of 4. I feel really young watching this, and I've only been a Whovian for 3 years. But I feel like I watched this when I was a kid, just because of the theme. It's a good intro. Very good for 1980. This is actually pretty good graphics. Wow.
At last, Doctor.
Am I late for something?
I was beginning to fear you had lost yourself. Sit down.
Well, even I would find it hard to lose myself in a corridor, especially when propelled by the mental energy of so many distinguished Time Lords.
Oh, I don't know. You seem to have a great talent for straying from the straight and narrow.
Would it be too much to ask what all this is about?
The accused will remain silent until invited to speak.
The accused? Do you mean me?
I call upon the Valeyard to open the case.
By order of the High Council, this is an impartial inquiry into the behavior of the accused person, known as the Doctor, who is charged, but he on divers occasions has been guilty of conduct unbecoming a Time Lord.
Not guilty!
He is also charged with, on divers occasions, transgressing the first law. It is my unpleasant task, Madam Inquisitor, to prove to the inquiry that the Doctor is an incorrigible meddler in the affairs of other peoples and planets.
Yes, I see.
You did this back in the
Valeyard,
second
that it is on
Doctor,
record
and you
that
let
the
him go.
Doctor
Why are you
has
doing
faced
it now?
trial already for offences of this nature.
That is so, my lady. And I shall contend that the High Council showed too great a leniency on that occasion.
Very well. Doctor, you've heard the charges. Do you wish to say anything before the inquiry proceeds?
Only this whole thing is a farce. I am Lord President of Gallifrey. You can't put me on trial.
Doctor, since you willfully neglected the responsibility of your great office, you were deposed.
Is that legal?
Perfectly. But we won't hold it against you. Quite the contrary, in fact. And to see that your interests are fully protected, I propose to appoint a court defender to represent you.
Thank you, but no, thank you. I have been through several such inquiries before. I think it will be easier if I speak for myself.
The court notes the Doctor refuses the services of a court defender. Proceed, Valeyard.
Inquisitor, I am not proposing to waste the time of the court by dwelling in detail on the activities of the accused.
Good.
Instead, I intend to adumbrate two typical instances from separate epistopic interfaces of the spectrum. These examples of the criminal behavior of the accused are fully recorded in the Matrix, the repository of all knowledge. I should like to begin with the Doctor's involvement in the affairs of Ravalox, a planet within the Stellian galaxy.
I think I like Ravalox. remember, back on Earth.
That's part of the reason why we're here.
Huh?
For Ravenox has the same mass, angle of tilt, and period of rotation as Earth.
So?
I thought that was quite interesting. It's unusual to find two planets so similar. In fact, it's quite a phenomenon.
Oh, pity it couldn't be a dry one.
Ravenox also has the distinction of having been destroyed by a solar fireball.
It doesn't look very destroyed.
According to the records on Gallifrey, it was devastated by a solar fireball some 5 centuries ago. I think somebody exaggerated. Don't you? The exhilarating smell of a freshly laundered forest. Can't beat it.
And the twittering of tiny birds, and the rustle of small mammals as they forage for food in the undergrowth.
Exactly.
Then you're better hearing than me. There aren't any birds. Listen,
I wondered when you'd notice.
none of this makes any sense. Any soul left after the visitation of a fireball would be sterile.
Well done.
Don't patronize me, Doctor. You knew from the start this amount of growth wasn't possible.
I also knew that as a student of botany, you'd soon realize the truth without any prompting from me.
Maybe. Is there any intelligent life here?
Well, apart from me, you mean? Don't know. Should find out.
I love this Doctor. I don't care what people say. He reminds me of 12.
Locked around here, Mr. Glitz. I know that, Dibber. Aha! Look at this. We are certainly not on this planet alone. Let's reconnoiter, shall we? You know, Diver, I'm the product of a broken home. You have mentioned it on occasion, Mr. Glitz. Which sort of unbalanced me. Made me selfish to the point where I cannot stand competition. Know the feeling only too well, Mr. Glitz. Whereas yours is a simple case of sociopathy, Dibber. My malaise is much more complex. A deep-rooted maladjustment, my psychiatrist said, brought on by an infantile inability to come to terms with the more pertinent, concrete aspects of life.
Well, that sounds more like an insult than a diagnosis, Mr. Glitz.
You're right there, my lad. Mind you, I had just attempted to kill him. Oh, I do hate prison psychiatrists, don't you? I mean, they do nothing for you. I must have seen dozens of them, and I still hate competition. Especially when it approaches my territory. I'm going to enjoy this. Late! Oh, I do hate it when people get lucky. It really offends my sensibilities.
So we go after them.
How is it they know where to look? Tell me that, Dibber.
I don't know, maybe they've all copied the same map we did. Do you want me to go after them?
Why? Do you want to help them?
No, it's just that if they're after the same thing as us.
Don't worry. They'll soon be dead. It's just that I wanted the personal pleasure of killing them myself.
Oh, here, Doctor, look!
Remains of a building.
We're not going inside.
Of course not. We can't. I found the entrance, yeah? This is exactly the sort of place where some early life forms might have survived. Come along.
I'm just not crazy about meeting any early life forms.
What competition? Going to the village to prove a valuable waste of time.
That complex down there is still functional, which means the L3 robot is operational.
I understand.
To render the robot non-operational, we have to destroy the light converter which supplies its energy system.
Well, I know all that.
Then why are you arguing with me? It's not my fault if a bunch of backwoods savages have turned a Magnum Mark 7 light converter into a totem pole.
It's just I think you should kill those two first.
And meet the robot head on at full power? Oh, I don't think you have my full interest at heart, Dibber.
If the robot doesn't kill them before we destroy his energy supply, well, they could be up and away with the goods before we even got back from the village.
I know that, Dibber. Now you understand why I hate competition. It spoils everything.
I still think we should kill her.
We will, we will. When the time is right.
Doctor, I know it sounds crazy, but I have the weirdest feeling that I've been here before.
Yes, I forget that feeling. Of course, I usually have. In your case, it's not possible.
Possible or not, I want to get away from here.
You're absolutely right. We must find out what's going on here. Aha! That's it. Come on.
Sorry, I can't get comfortable.
Scratch myself.
Oh, you're young. You'll soon heal.
Thanks for the sympathy.
You know, I'm glad I decided to come here. I might stay here for a year or so and write a thesis. Ancient Life on Ravolox by Dr.
Doctor, look! There's something here I think you should see.
Look at them. Primitive screens.
Are they from the village?
Must be.
Well, then let's make a few less we'll have to do.
No. All we need is a gesture of strength. Show them they haven't got a chance. Amazing the effect a loud bang can have on the primitive mind. Come here, you ignorant, maggot-ridden peasant. Somehow I always feel foolish saying this. Take me to your leader.
Well, I suppose there is 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance there was a place called Marble Arch on Ravolox.
And they wrote in English?
Well, that's another 1,000,000,000 to 1 chance. It does begin to seem a little unlikely, doesn't it?
Doctor, we're on Earth, aren't we? I said it felt like Earth.
It's in the wrong part of space for it to be your planet. Besides, according to all the records, this is Ravolox.
Well, then how do you explain this?
Well, then. Can't. Not yet. Unless, of course, perhaps they collected railway stations.
That's ridiculous.
Well, not impossible, though. Not as impossible as the other explanation.
What's that?
Well, that somehow or other your planet and its entire constellation managed to shift itself a couple of light years across space, after which, for some reason, it became known as Ravolox.
Well, what time are we in?
Long time after your period. 2 million years or more.
So what happened to London?
Wiped out. But if this was London.
Doctor, I know it is. I can feel it.
Don't get emotional.
Don't get emotional. This cinder we're standing on is all that's left of my world. Everything I knew.
Why do I have to sit here watching Perry getting upset while 2 unsavory adventurers bully a bunch of natives?
The reason will be made clear shortly, Doctor.
It's a matter of interest. Where is Perry?
Where you left her.
Who's that?
You don't remember? Obviously a side effect of being taken out of time. The amnesia should soon pass.
Shall we continue?
Well, can't we just have the edited highlights? I know how you feel.
Do you?
Of course I do. You've been traveling with me long enough to know that none of this really matters. Not to you. Your world is safe.
This is still my world, whatever the period. And I care about it. And all you do is talk about it as though we were in a planetarium.
I'm sorry. But look at it this way. Planets come and go. Stars perish. Matter disperses, coalesces, reforms into other patterns. Other worlds. Nothing can be eternal.
I've always loved that line. I've heard it so many times.
But I still want
love
to get
that
away
line.
from here.
Oh, I
There's a mystery here. Questions to which I must have an answer. Look, Penny. Hermetically sealed. Leading down to a lower level. Now, some of the original inhabitants might have survived down there. You coming?
No. I've seen enough. I'll wait for you at the entrance. Well, they used to sell candy bars and newspapers.
All right. Sharp along. Don't go wandering off. Be careful. I said be careful.
Of what? The spooks and ghosts are always telling me don't exist? Hey! You could have lent me the umbrella! Please yourself. I don't mind getting wet.
The light converter.
Let me blast Mr. Glitz and we get away from here.
Oh, you'd look good with a bag full of spears, Dibber. Use your head. Anyway, we've got company. Right, royal company by the looks of things.
You'll never charm her.
I have an uncanny knack with aging females, Dibber. One look into my eyes and they start to melt.
Yes, Mama. Our station shows one rank unit over strength. Remove it. Immediately, Immobile. Call the watch. Marv is a work unit over. How? I don't know, but the Immortal is never wrong, Grell. I'll summon the watch.
So you are Outlanders. From where?
A far-off star, Majesty.
You have a spaceship?
You know of such things?
It is recorded in our folk memory. Before the fire, our ancestors traveled among the stars.
Is that a fact?
It is also recorded that such travel angered the gods, who punished us by sending the great fire which destroyed our planet.
No, dear lady. It was much more secular than that. That attracted the fireball.
That is our great totem to the earth god Halvin.
No, madam. That is a malfunctioning navigational beacon. It was that attracted the fireball 500 years ago, and I'm here to tell you that it is still malfunctioning today.
How do you know this?
It is my job to know. And if you don't have it dismantled, the fireball will return.
What is your name?
Sabalom Glitz.
I am an old woman, Sabalon Glitz. You are not the first to visit my village from another world.
Is that a fact?
On each and every occasion, they have all wanted to dismantle the great totem.
In that case, you understand the urgency.
And on each and every occasion, they have all had a different reason.
Let me assure you, my credentials are bona fide and completely in order.
Ah, yes! The guns. They all had similar credentials.
That totem is a navigational hazard. It must be dismantled.
You must think me a fool! You have come here for no other reason but to steal the symbol of our great god.
And what would I want with some earth-grubbing deity?
I don't know. But before you die, I shall certainly find out.
Where are you from, Old One?
Old One?
What station did you disgrace with your miserable presence, water thief?
I may look old to you, whiskerless youth, but I'll have you know I'm in the prime of my life. I'm only 900 years old now. Untie me at once.
You'll be untied as soon as we're ready for the stoning.
Stone. Is this the way you welcome visitors?
Because 10 said he's
Those
903.
who steal life must in their turn die.
Then again, the doctor's so old he doesn't even know how old he is. That's my
Oh, the
theory.
immortal. Who might that be?
Come now, Old One. Feigning ignorance of the immortal will not save you from death.
This is what I've been waiting for. Now, immortal, I am ready for you.
Just who are you?
I am Balazar, the reader of the books.
Oh. And what books are those?
Ancient books from the world before the fire. They contain much wisdom for those who can interpret their meaning. Here in Marg we have 3.
3? Oh, splendid. What are they called?
The books of knowledge.
No, but each book must have a name, Balazar. It's usually written on the front.
One of our books is called Mo by Dick by Herman Melville. It tells of a great white water god and contains many mystical passages.
Yes, I've read it. What are the other books?
How can you have read it, Old One? The sacred book belongs to Marg.
Will you stop calling me Old One? I am known as the Doctor. What else do you read?
The Water Babies by Charles Kingston. This tells of life long before the fire.
Sounds a rum sort of library to me. What's your third book?
Most mysterious of all the sacred texts. UK Habitats of the Canadian Goose by H.M. Stationery Office.
What do you call this place?
Marb Station.
No, I mean your whole world, everything.
We call it UK Habitat.
But that woman we saw earlier. I can't understand it, Dibber. They're savages. Well, don't let it get you down. What went wrong? That old hag took our guns away from us just like that. How can we be their prisoners?
I told you it was risky coming here.
Yes, well now you know what I mean about competition. It gets you nowhere.
I told you we should have blasted them, Mr. Glitz.
Yes, Dibber, you've made your point.
I think it best that you stand over here.
Oh, why?
Well, in case some stray stone breaks the water jugs.
Oh, yes.
People get very excited at these stonings.
I'm not excited.
Ready? Yes. Good set. Go.
Well, now we've learned umbrellas don't stop rocks.
You stopped at the best bit. I was rather enjoying that.
I'm sure you were.
Clever, eh? That trick with the umbrella.
Most ingenious, my dear Doctor.
Oh, I always like to do the unexpected. Takes people by surprise.
Hear how the Doctor takes pride in his interference. Hear how he boasts. This is not the reaction of a responsible Time Lord.
We are all aware of that, Valliard. What is the point you are trying to make?
These proceedings started as a mere inquiry into the Doctor's activities. I am suggesting now that it becomes a trial. If he is found guilty, I strongly suggest the termination of his life.
Big excessive. Is it too loud? I'll just turn this one slightly down. Should be loud enough. I love Doctor Who. Just letting you guys know. So glad I stumbled onto this show.
Oh, why'd you stop at the best bit? I was rather enjoying that.
I'm sure you were.
Clever, eh? That trick with the umbrella.
Most ingenious, my dear Doctor.
Oh, I always like to do the unexpected. Takes people by surprise.
Hear how the Doctor takes pride in his interference. Hear how he boasts. This is not the reaction of a responsible Time
We
Lord.
are all aware of that, Valiard. What is the point you were trying to make?
These proceedings started as a mere inquiry into the Doctor's activities. I am suggesting now that it becomes a trial. And if he is found guilty, I strongly suggest the termination of his life.
So, you want me dead, eh?
What the Valiard wants and what the court decides are two entirely different things, all right?
Thank you, my lady.
Proceed, Valiard.
Train guards!
This station is a work unit overcommitted strength. There must be a calm.
It's being dealt with.
He is dead, Grell.
Where is he from? I don't know. He told many lies, even that he'd read our sacred books.
Still breathes. Then kill him. Stop! Wait, the Immortal speaks. He now wishes to question the stranger. How near death is he? Merely stunned. Pick him up. Grell, patrol. Why not transport him on the train? I said patrol. You, come with me.
Aye, sir.
You have spoken with the stranger. If he dies, the Immortal may wish to question you about him.
Welcome, girl.
Hi.
Rise. You are not from the place of the underground. Where are you from?
Well, it's kind of difficult to explain.
My name is Katrika. I am the leader of the Free. Do you have a name, girl?
Perpigillion Brown. But my friends call me Perry.
Perry. Not many girls join the Free, Perry. I shall provide some excellent husbands for you.
Husbands? Plural?
Such women as we have must be shared. Think about it. Put her with the other prisoners. Keep them guarded.
All right. Can walk.
Tell me, Birdie, you serve the Immortal. Is he as men say?
What do men say?
That he is taller than two, with arms of steel.
The Immortal has never seen. He stays in his castle.
But how does he give you his
He
commands?
talks to me through the air. He watches me with boxes.
I think this is called a camera, Murdine. The men of ancient times used such things to make pictures of the Canadian goose.
How do you know that, Balazar?
It is my task to study the ancient texts.
About which you continually boast. That's the trouble with pallid little swats like you, Balazar. You can't even organise an efficient stoning.
It was only half over. You'd have been free of your troubles now if Murdine and his train guards had not saved you.
Oh, then I'm grateful to you, Murdine.
It was on the orders of the Immortal.
Oh, well, please convey my thanks to him. Is that water? Could I have some?
It's my ration for the next 2 days.
Give it to him.
What?
Give it to him.
Oh, yes, of course.
No, of course not. I'd forgotten how important that stuff was down here. Mono-optic system, eh? Very interesting. And is the Immortal on the other end of that?
Extremely ugly.
Hideous in the extreme.
Physiognomy is irrelevant.
Insofar as
Appearance has no function,
function has an appearance.
which is irrelevant to the function.
Perfect.
I must write that down.
I will make an equation of it.
Cease your prattle.
Of course, sir.
At once, sir.
Activate the service robot. Now.
It seems we have a pretty visitor. I'm beginning to feel better already. Savalon Glitz, my dear, and this youth with the vacuous expression and single-track mind is Dipper.
Perry.
Ah.
Well, obviously you're not from around here.
Merely visiting, like your good self?
I hope my visit's very short. And that doesn't look like it's from around here either.
It's a light converter.
For what?
It funnels black light energy down to the O3. That's why we have to knock it out.
Dipper, I'm sure Perry isn't interested in professional matters.
Oh, you're right, Mr. Glitch, yeah.
When we first saw you, Perry, you were not alone. That's right, you were with a Dillian along Cove, but you disappeared down the tunnel before.
Before we could leap forward and make your acquaintance, Diver.
Yeah, that's it.
Where is your friend now?
The doctor. Oh, he's probably still down there. For Time Lord, he's not very good at keeping time.
The Doctor is a Time Lord. So that's how he knew where to go.
What do you mean?
Sent him, did they?
Who?
The Time Lords, my dear. As my friend says, he must be acting on their behalf.
I don't think the doctor's acting on anyone's behalf.
So, he's a freelance like myself. Possibly we can reach an accommodation here, my boy. 2 roads with but a single foot.
How long has the immortal lived in his so-called castle?
Since the fire.
500 years?
I do not know, Doctor. He was sent to save our lives many centuries ago.
And he never goes out and nobody ever comes in?
Only the young men who passed the selection.
What selection?
To find the 2 cleverest youths. They go to the castle.
Why?
It is said the immortal eats them.
Never believe what is said, Balazar. Only what you know.
Why are we doing this?
Sir ordered it.
Yes. These bars remind me of home. But I'll have a bite me way through them.
Relax, Diver. I'll find a way to win the confidence of these simple peasants.
Well, I'd like to get out of here. Katrinka said something about choosing husbands for me.
There you are. Obviously, she's a romantic at heart.
Well, so am I. But not romantic enough to want more than one husband.
Where we come from, a woman can have as many as 6.
It's very similar on my planet. Except we usually have them one at a time.
I should like to stand in paterfamilias for your absent father and give you away, my dear. But I always cry at these moments of deep sentiment.
I think we should help her get out.
No, dear boy. We may need these brutish primitives.
What for?
This shows a layout of the tunnel system, all hermetically sealed. If we can persuade Katrinka's people to drive a shaft into the center, we can fill them with gas.
Kill them. The people Katrinka calls underground dwellers. Well, that would be mass murder.
I'm sure my conscience will prick a little, but where money is concerned, that doesn't usually last long.
You can't do it.
I think it'll be pretty simple. Don't forget, this is a high-risk business venture, Perry. The people down there take the risk, I take the profit.
That still leaves the old 3.
And what chance would the robot have without a labor force? It'll probably be quicker than trying to destroy its black light supply.
Come with me.
You enter here, Doctor.
Ah! No need to knock, I imagine. Will I be needed?
No.
Lucky old you.
When you are in the immortal's presence, you will cast your eyes to the ground.
Will I?
It is forbidden to look upon him.
On pain of being turned into a pillar of salt, I imagine, that sort of thing.
You will not find it wise to mock the immortal. Doubtless your body will be returned to me before this day is out.
Oh, Murdine, why don't you just push off and guard some trains, eh?
I think it's cool looking.
Dear lady, I knew once you'd had time to consider...
Be silent, fat one! I have studied the fires. There is anger in them.
Anger?
You have traveled from beyond the stars. Your intention to steal our great totem. Only a sacrifice in the flames will propitiate the gods.
For all of us.
No. Only you are the chosen one, Savalon Blitz.
Me? Are you insane? I'm wanted in 6 different galaxies for crimes you couldn't even imagine. Do you think an old hag like you can bring me down?
The pyre is being built. You will be brought when your time is due.
This is my best side.
The arrogance.
I agree.
Wait to see how he's being programmed.
I have been waiting for this day. Welcome at last.
You're expecting me?
For centuries, I am Drothro, an L3 robot.
Then I fear you are under a slight misapprehension, Drathro. I only decided to come here yesterday.
You are not from Andromeda? Then where are you from?
Gallifrey, originally, though I travel around a lot.
I have heard of Gallifrey, an advanced civilization.
In some ways.
I apologize for my error.
Oh, that's all right. Even immortals make the odd mistake every few millennia.
I am not immortal.
Oh. Well, the locals round here seem to think you are.
These are my assistants, Tendril and Hubka. You will work with them.
Will I? Why?
Because I command it.
Oh.
I love that he just gives them food. I just think people think Six is so arrogant. He's still the Doctor.
Even the texture has an organic warmth. Do stop prodding me. There's a good fellow.
The Doctor is not a robot. He is an organic from an advanced civilization.
An organic?
We've not met an organic since we passed the selection.
Ah, I knew you two hadn't ended up for lunch. Explain. Never mind. What is this work you want me to do?
Is this relevant testimony, Valiard? We seem to be straying from the point.
Circumstantially germane, my lady, in that it is part of the prosecution's case that the Doctor introduces a disruptive and corrupting influence wherever he goes.
Sheer poppycock!
If the Doctor had not visited Ravalox, then the whole chain of events we are witnessing would not have been set in motion.
Well, how can the boatyard make that claim? What might or might not have happened is entirely speculative.
That is for me to decide, Doctor. And may I remind you, the charge you face is grave indeed.
Oh, I only have to look at the graveyard to see that, Ma.
Your puerile attempts at flippancy are not appreciated in this court, Doctor. Proceed, Valiant.
Have you found the fault yet?
Oh, give me a chance. I've only just started.
The black light system is indicating incipient failure.
I can see that, but
The
they don't last
computer's
forever,
about to
you know.
die.
I am trained only in installation and maintenance.
Oh, yeah, very useful too. That's where the money is.
I have trained these humans to study the problem, but they make no progress.
Well, black light is very tricky stuff, Drathro.
I have a learning capacity, but my processes of ratiocination are logical. Organics often eliminate such steps.
It's called intuition.
Your first task will be to restructure the system.
Oh, just a minute. Black light is not my field.
Then you will make it so, or die.
I protest.
What now?
Yes, now.
I meant, what are you protesting about this time?
I am charged with interfering. Yet it's blatantly obvious to a blind Spielsnape that I am working under duress.
That does seem a valid point. What is the relevance of your presentation?
If the accused hadn't interrupted, my lady, the point I wished to make would have become obvious.
Oh, then I apologize for my outburst. Well, as your ladyship is aware, I am unfamiliar, unlike the Valiard, with court procedure.
The court accepts your apology, Doctor. Proceed.
What a terrible waste.
You're telling me?
No, I meant the wood. Now, if I was handling this execution, I'd go with a bullet in the back of the head. Much more economical.
He has a point.
Of all the snivelling screeds to be stuck with in my moment of need, I have to get you two.
Oh no, depressing, isn't it? Oh, I'm sorry, Drathro. There's not a lot I can do down here.
I order you to work.
Well, you can play at being the slave driver all you like. The fault doesn't lie down here. There must be a collection aerial out on the surface which is malfunctioning. I'll just pop up and have a look at it.
You will remain here and proceed with your appointed task.
I think you must have flop in your audio circuit. What's all this stuff for, anyway?
Provides Strathro with his energy source.
It was also to maintain the three sleepers until they could be returned to Andromeda.
The 3 sleepers?
They are dead now. The relief ships failed to arrive.
I see. Well, if this power failure's allowed to get any worse, we'll all be dead soon.
Why?
Because there will be an enormous explosion. Now, I can't impress upon you how urgent it is. I go up and look at that converter's aerial.
A transparent route to escape. Get on with the work.
How do you put up? Thank you. Tell me, why is water so important down here?
The condensation plant produces only enough for 500 work units.
It was raining buckets outside, or it was when I arrived.
I am aware that precipitation has returned to normal.
Then why don't you let everyone just pop up and help themselves?
My instructions were to maintain an underground survival system.
Inflexible little fellow, aren't you? Here, hold that. Oh, come on. Aren't you supposed to be programmed to be user-friendly or something? Times like this one needs 3 hands, you know. We bipeds are a very inefficient design. You, humbug, whatever your name is, hold that. And you, handbag, finger on the end there. That's it. Yes. Well done, splendid, yes. Well, that should just about do it.
Use your tracer disc. It must be brought back unharmed.
Ready?
Well done, Dibber.
Take this. Always keep something up your sleeve, eh, Dibber? I want you to conceal yourself in some muddy crevice while Perry and I lead off the hunt.
What hunt?
Oh, there'll be one soon. As soon as you get the chance, I want you to blow that light converter to bits.
And where do we meet up?
The entrance to the tunnel.
Come on, Perry. Majesty!
How dare you!
Forgive me, but the prisoners have escaped.
Take this! Leave the young man and the hunting party! They must not escape!
The doctor has absconded. He must be found.
Yes, Immortal.
Kill.
Very slowly. I hate being hurt.
He hurt me more.
A subjective judgment.
Must not be killed. I still need him.
Since area green. Area red.
Quiet.
Should we not search for the doctor?
Quiet. Listen to me carefully. You are a clever man.
I am the reader.
People like you are needed on the surface. I will direct you there.
The surface, but nothing lives there. The fire.
Listen. There is no fire. There has been no fire for hundreds of years. It is the only place you will be beyond the Immortal's reach. Do you understand me?
But what shall I do, Merdine, and how will I live?
You will find others out there. Many I have saved from the Immortal.
If the Immortal discovers this, he will die. Why do you risk your life, Merdine?
I am sick of the Cullens. But I have to be careful. I think Grell already suspects.
But what will you do?
Find the doctor and send him to you.
Things have changed. Then let me pass. I have to get out of here. Take Balazar with you. But, it's all right. What will you do? I must stay and help others. I should be careful if I was you. There's a robot following me who isn't in a very friendly mood. Would you help us, Doctor, to crush the Immortal's power? Yes, perhaps. There's something I've got to do much more important first. Come along, Balazar.
Ooh, this is cool.
This is another prime example of the Doctor's interference. You will note that he was in a position to free himself of the situation, yet deliberately chose not to.
I was trying to help. Surely even a blockhead like you can see that.
I think we should reserve judgment until the end of the sequence.
I agree, my lady. It's beautiful. Oh, I knew she wouldn't still be here. That girl can't obey an order. Who are they? Harry! Hurry! In you go! Come on! I always do exercises bad for you. Should I there if I was you? Don't let somebody kill the spirit of that one. Did you do the job by my rules? I really think this could be the end.
Oh, we all know it's not the end.
It's beautiful. Oh. I knew she wouldn't still be here. That girl can't obey an order. Who are they? Harry! Hurry! In you go! Come on! I always do exercises bad for you. Should I there if I was you? Don't let somebody kill the spirit of that one. Did you do the job by my rules? Doctor, get out of here! I really think this could be the end. I know him. It's Broken Tooth. Why did he fire at you? Broken Tooth, it's Balazar. Where are the robots? The immortal one. Please, don't call anything out. What is happening? Reactivate. We are trying. It doesn't respond.
You must make it work. I must have the Doctor here. My black light system is failing.
Failing!
You're alive. They said you've been culled.
I owe my life to Murdy.
I too. Well, I hate to break up this happy reunion, but I have to find the aerial to Drathro's black light converter.
No need to hurry, it's gone.
Gone? Where?
I blew it up.
What?
It'll put the L3 out of action.
More likely it's had a chain reaction. Drathro's black light system is highly unstable. Blowing it up is about the worst thing you could have done. I have to shut the black light system down now.
You will all return to our village. Our queen has unfinished business with this person.
No!
You will come with us, and you will come quietly.
And you have to tell him how to use the gun.
Oh.
Valliard, are these unpleasant scenes necessary to your case? I find primitive physical violence distressing.
So do I, Mom. Especially when I'm on the receiving end.
I too find it repugnant to witness, my lady. But the doctor has a well-known predilection for violence.
That is a foul slur.
Do not interrupt, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Mum, but I am not given to violence as the Valliard here suggests. Occasionally, I may have to resort to a modicum
Please
of
be
force.
silent.
As a means of
You will have
self-defense.
ample opportunity to put your case at a later point, but... Valliard, I would appreciate it if these brutal and repetitious scenes are reduced to a minimum.
My lady, it is certainly not my wish to cause you any unnecessary affront, but the accused's offences are such that a certain amount of graphic detail is unavoidable.
Very well. Continue.
You seem lost. Not I. Although you seem to have mislaid your train route, stealth is better achieved on foot. Especially when we hunt dark secrets. I thought we hunted the doctor. Him too. Immortal?
I have urgent work for Balazar, but I cannot find him.
I will search for him at once. Where are you going? Continue your search for the doctor.
I did it! I reactivated the robot!
I think you'll find that I did it.
I beg your pardon. I did it.
I did.
I did.
I did.
You drain my energy reserve with your constant infantile bickering.
My hospitality was not to your liking.
Just needed to step out for a breath of fresh air.
And who is this?
Ah, how do you do? I am known as the Doctor. Now, there has been a terrible mistake. I shouldn't be here at all.
Another star traveler?
Well, in a manner of speaking.
And are you interested in the great totem of Haldrum?
Beg your pardon?
She means the light converter.
Ah, yes, indeed. Now, how could you
Have
possibly
you searched him for guns?
He has not.
That makes you very unusual for a star traveler who is interested in the great totem.
I've come to repair it.
Then you are very prompt, considering your friends have only recently damaged it.
Oh, these are not my friends. Well, and your great totem is not what it seems.
Then please explain.
Its function is to convert ultraviolet rays to black light.
Interesting. Though I do not understand what you are saying.
For Drathro, the immortal, depends on black light to function. He is a robot.
Fascinating. Since your friend just told me that it was a navigational beacon.
He lies.
A common complaint among star travelers.
I am not a liar!
How shall I know who speaks the truth? All I am certain of is that the gods are angered at your coming to our world. I shall read their wishes in the flames.
I don't wish to appear discourteous, but I'd better get back to Drathro.
Remain where you are!
You have no quarrel with us. They destroyed your beacon.
You are a star traveler. Star traveling is forbidden by the gods. The underground dweller shall remain with our tribe. The others removed from my sight.
pleasant green. Vegetation. Why was it not burned, Draco?
Only part of the planet was enveloped by fire.
What is its function?
Your story's starting to change now.
Primitive life is unnecessary.
So vegetation is unnecessary.
Syllogism is also unnecessary, Uncle.
It was not a true syllogism, Cantor. It contained only the major and minor premise.
Still unnecessary. Like so much of you, sir.
So it's in the last of this place.
Look, you've got to help us get out of here. I dare not, Doctor.
The Queen would burn us in your place.
If I don't get out of here, we'll all burn.
You're the Time Lord. Haven't you got a ring you can rub? A magic lamp? Something for these sort of emergencies?
Hardly. More your style, I'd have thought. Anyway, what does bring you here?
Purely a private enterprise, Doctor. To collect a few mouldering files of no value except to scholars such as myself.
Oh? You're a scholarly philanthropist, are you?
Exactly the description, Doctor.
It goes around blowing up black light converters.
A small expediency if I am to endow a library on my home planet of Solostophus.
The constellation of Andromeda.
You know of it?
What we don't know is the name of this planet.
You mean he hasn't told you? A man of your learning, Doctor? Tut tut. This is Earth, of course.
I said so, didn't I?
But it is in the wrong position.
Only by a couple of light years.
That's why the Lost Expedition, mister.
What lost expedition?
Andromeda bunged off these robots in a renewed
Don't prattle, Dibber. All that was a long time ago.
The word Earth is mentioned many times by the great writer H.M. Stationery Office.
The last of him as well. Shut up and stand in front of me where I can keep an eye on you. Keep calm and stay still. Looking for me, but I think you're confused. Or can't you shake his hand or something? How do you do? I am known as the Doctor. Now's our chance, Skipper.
We've got to help the Doctor!
He'll be all right. He's in good hands. Come on.
Escaped. I told you to guard them.
Well, the Immortal came and took them. We both saw him, Katrika. He walked through the wall.
Get the gun!
Is this Egypt? Or Mexico? Or...
Man-made habitations.
All life perished in the fire. If men now live on the surface, they must have come from my biosphere.
How could that be possible?
This is forbidden.
All work units obey your orders.
Some must escape. Helped to escape. That is what has happened.
Is it important?
They're out of control, outside the plan.
They're almost.
Now my existence is threatened. They have destroyed the source of my energy. Take measures. Create a defensive system. Identify and destroy the traitors.
All this is irrelevant and hypothetical.
Background testimony.
What possible value does the farmyard here think there is in listening to some half-incapacitated robot and a couple of diminutive nitwits who might as well be robots?
You're allowing your disrespect to show again, Doctor.
I'm sorry, Ma'am, but the question still stands.
As prosecutor, the Valiard has the right to include any evidence he considers to be relevant, provided he can justify its inclusion.
But any record relating to persons not in my presence must be sheer conjecture.
The accused is clearly ignorant of the latest methods of surveillance, my lady.
This evidence is taken from the Matrix, a knowledge bank fed constantly by the experiences of all Time Lords wherever they may be.
Yes, Ma'am, I know that, but my whole point is that I'm not.
Not what?
Not part of the scenes being shown by the scrapyard here. I'm sorry, Valiard, force of habit, I apologize.
Doctor, the experience of third parties can also be monitored and accessed if needed, as long as they are within the collection range of a TARDIS.
Oh. But my TARDIS is an old model. Are you telling me it's been bugged without my knowledge?
Bugged?
It is a reference apparently to the new surveillance system, my lady. The expression derives from an Earth term.
I see. I think we're wasting time on an unimportant issue. Continue the evidence, Valiard.
some kind, Mary.
Very encouraging.
Sacrifice. What a person. If I have time, I'll compose the eulogy for his funeral.
Guns can be manufactured. Their manufacture requires advanced technology. Therefore, the fact that they have guns means they also possess advanced technology. False reasoning again, but these are certainly their guns must have been supplied from without the doctor. The other robots on the object data will be have that psychological presumption. It is obvious that it's just transmitting signals. I was replying to Drathro. The doctor is from
Yes.
He has been sent to recover the secrets left by the sleepers. To do that, he has armed the outlaws. Therefore, his intention is to forbid to rebellion against my authority. With nothing left.
What? Okay.
But the power from a few backup storage cells is quite likely to win.
Then what will happen to us?
I dread to think.
I don't like those helmets. Looks like he has a brain blown out of his head.
Like you, I'm looking for a lost man. It simply occurred to me that it might prove more productive if we searched as a team. What makes you think the Doctor and Balazar will be together? Events. Meaning? I don't think the Immortals' orders are always carried out, especially when it comes to culling. I always supervise the cullings myself. I know. Then what do you mean? I think you send people outside. Then they are destroyed by the fire. Does it really matter how they die? Depends whether you really believe that the surface of the planet still burns. I believe what the Immortal tells me. Then you are a liar. The Doctor is with Balazar, isn't he? And both of them have left the subways. Then why does the Immortal instruct us to search for them? I don't know. But I think we should talk about it. Unless you would prefer that I took my suspicion to the Immortal.
Is the Immortal dead at last?
The Immortal's reign is ended.
Katrika the Great One! Long live Queen Katrika!
Long live Queen Katrika! Now the Immortal is dead, how shall men live?
In the tribe of the free, we had no need of the Immortal. We shall live as we always live. Except now, the Immortal's secrets shall be ours.
Oh.
Do you not see, Broken Tooth? They are ours for the taking.
The Immortal's castle?
Yes, Balazar. It is ours now. All the tools and metal. All the strange materials that bend and do not break. All the mysteries and treasures of our ancient forefathers that we shall learn to use again. Do you not agree? Then let us attack!
He's a goner. You can tell by his colour. Definitely a stiff in his lips. I shouldn't bother. He's probably got horrible injuries. Yeah, those hits got all over your face. Talking of guns, Dipper, we need the heavy artillery, which, if memory serves me, are hidden not more than 1 million miles from this very spot. Good idea of mine to bring the multi-blast, and they, Mr. Glitz. I'll teach that two-faced harridan and her ignorant peasants to trifle with Sabalon, Blitz. They've gone down the tunnel. So, we'll blow them out through the roof. That is, if the robot doesn't get them first. So let's fetch him then. No, you fetch him, Dipper. I'll meet you at the entrance. Those multi-blasters must work these days. Exactly! That is why I employ you to fetch and carry. Now cut along. There's a good lad.
Doctor! You're alive. I knew it.
Oh, my head hurts abominably, Sarah Jane. Where are we?
I'm not Sarah Jane, I'm Perry.
Yeah?
And you're lying under the remains of a robot.
Yes. I remember now. Get this thing off me!
I've been trying to.
Ah!
Where are Katrika and the others?
Well, they've gone to the tunnels.
Why?
From what I could hear, now they killed the Immortal. She's planning a takeover.
But this is the Immortal. This is just... How long have they been gone?
A few minutes.
Gotta get after them.
Why?
They've got to be stopped. The situation's worse than you imagine.
Always is.
past this marked station and lead straight to the Immortals' castle.
Then forward!
They look very fierce, Jethro.
Naturally, they live as wild creatures.
They're coming towards us.
Doctor, you have a gift for the obvious.
Surely they will not attack us.
That is their intention.
I do not understand the logic. We have not harmed them.
It is a rebellion.
What shall we do if they break in?
I shall kill them.
Their guns destroyed the L1, Drathro.
My plating is stronger. Our circuits are protected. Their guns will kill only you.
What if we die? Who will look after your research?
The doctor.
Oh,
I feel the worst.
What is wrong? We are lost.
Marb Station is back this way.
It is forward, and from thence the home of the immortal.
We have no need of indecision in the tribe of the free. Long we have waited for this moment. The immortal is dead, and we shall plunder his castle. The spoils of triumph are ours. Now think, which is the way?
This way.
Am I to be surrounded by fools? We go forward!
But Katrika.
Forward, I say! I have read it in the flames many times. We go forward!
I want pizza.
Correct.
Clearly there is a mechanical defect, Tonka.
An electronic malfunction.
Perhaps the doctor caused the problem.
Have you seen this, Drathro?
I do not need to observe. My condition tells me of the movement failure of the black light system.
What could have precipitated
There
it?
weren't any warning signs.
The destruction of the converter's aerial.
Destruction?
The service robot run into the fact as it entered the village.
Can we repair it?
No. Soon the black light system will collapse in upon itself, and we shall all cease to function.
The trouble is, his refraction dipoles are worn out. Nothing for it now but to shut the black light system down.
Well, that sounds easy enough.
Well, it is, but if I shut the black light system down, I will shut Drathro down as well. I can hardly see him agreeing to that.
Well, what happens if he won't let you?
But the black light system will implode and destroy everything in these tunnels.
Oh, great. So that's why we're going in, is it?
Perry, I can't let people die if there's a chance of saving them.
You got the guns in?
Well, it looks like it, Mr. Glitz.
I'll tell you something funny, Dipper. We was wrong about the doctor. He's bunked off.
He hasn't bunked off. He's gone down there.
What?
I saw him as I came up. He had Perry with him.
So he is after what we are.
Oh, could be.
Course he is. I knew it all along. He's got no more interest in the scientific side of things than I have.
Well, you didn't fall in telling me you're a philatelist, did you, Mr. Glitz?
Philanthropist, you ignorant dink. Did you learn nothing in that remand home?
Well, whatever the word, he guessed that you weren't one.
Don't I look like a philanthropist?
Well, how do I know? I've never seen one.
A philanthropist, my son, is someone who gives away all their grotzits out of the simple goodness of their heart.
Oh, you mean they're stupid? Oh, yeah, you probably do look like one then.
Get down that hole. Oh, dear, they are heavy, aren't they? Oh. Please, Dipper.
You always did despise muscle.
Not at all, lad. Not when there are things to carry. Anyway, Dipper, if we should run into the doctor again...
We should.
Not a bad idea, lad. But whatever you do, don't open your big parlour and let him know that we're after the stuff.
The remainder of that evidence has been excised, my lady.
Excised? Why?
By order of the High Council.
This is a judicial inquiry appointed by the High Council, but independently conducted. It is my duty, Valliard, to decide what evidence is relevant.
Of course, my lady. The High Council simply felt that certain areas of testimony should not be revealed.
Why not?
Against the public interest, my lady.
I cannot conduct a proper and searching inquiry without full access to the evidence.
Naturally, Inquisitor, their honours would be quite prepared to let you consider the full record in camera.
And I think that would be unfair to the defendant. Do you wish to lodge an official objection at this stage, Doctor?
Well, no, Mum. No, let the Valliard here continue. Give him enough rope to hang himself, eh?
As you wish. Proceed.
Hurry, sir, there isn't much time.
Oh, I'll this black light thing goes on.
There's no telling him. Pass Finger Trigger into the castle and make that demented robot see sense. No, I'm prepared. Murdy. Mr. Train?
The train train is noisy. We hunt by foot.
Oh. What are you hunting?
You.
I can convince the important of that. I must get to his castle. Kill you. Not if he thinks I can still be of use to him. God, there isn't much time.
The Black system will collapse in upon itself, and we shall all cease to function.
We shall be here, Hunter. Where will we go? I don't know, but Jethro says if we stay for this explosion, we shall all be killed. So, the logical course is to leave. The Wild Ones! We're too late! You know, I've always said you talk too much. Come on.
Behind, Katrika! Or not yield!
Then we will cut down the wall. Fetch two.
Wait! The door's open.
Come! The Immortal is dead. We have nothing to fear.
Here.
The dog's broken too.
Yes, I know useless toys. I asked, why have you entered here?
We are the tribe of the free.
You are vassals. Outside the law, outside the plan. You have brought disorder where order reigned.
I am Katrika, queen of the...
Wow.
Cause me to waste energy. Now return to wait outside. You have been cold in accordance with the plan.
A great immortal one!
No! Do not attempt to hide. My guards will track you down.
Yes, it's a way to the surface. I said I remember this upgrade to handle up with a leg. We do not mind the Sanders Jethro's and his guards after us.
First, we must deal with the wild ones, and then if there's an explosion, Tumka and Handrail.
Now, where are you two off to?
We are leaving, Doctor.
Jethro says there's going to be an explosion.
I know.
It is a mechanical fault.
Electronic.
There's a constant external discharge from one pole to another. And I may only have minutes. Come along.
I didn't appear to be hurrying there, did I? But that deceptively easy gauge of mine covers the ground at amazing speed.
I did not interrupt the evidence to commend you on your athleticism, Doctor.
Oh. Well, you can if you like. All compliments gratefully accepted.
And may I remind you yet again that this is a serious trial.
It is not serious. It's a farce. A farrago of trumped-up charges.
You'll have the opportunity in due course to rebut any or all of the Valliard's charges.
Oh, the Valliard's charges. I always thought Balliard meant learned court prosecutor.
And so it does.
Not in your case, sir. Your points of law are spurious, your evidence weak, verging on the irrelevant, and your reasoning quite unsound. In fact, your point of view belongs in quite another place. Perhaps the mantle of Balliard was a mistake. I would therefore suggest that you change it for the garment of quite another sort of yard, that of the knacker's yard. For your argument is as tired and worn out as the poor unfortunate creatures that end up there. You will apologize at once. For telling the truth, never! The doctor is well known for these childish outbursts. I do not find the ramblings of an immature mind offensive. Immature? It is that particular state of mind that has made it necessary for you to be brought before this court. Immature? I was on Ravenloft trying to avert a catastrophe. The deaths of several hundred innocent people. Surely not even in the eyes of Time Lords can that be deemed either immature or a crime. The crime was in being there, Doctor. Your immaturity was in not realizing you had broken a cardinal law of the Time Lords. Your presence initiated the whole chain of events that we have witnessed.
Thank you, Valliard. It was that point about the relevance of the testimony that I had intended to raise.
My pleasure, Inquisitor.
Oh, this is ridiculous.
May we continue? I tire of this empty banter.
Of course, my lady.
What's happened? Alas, Doctor, these are woeful times for the tribe of the free. The Queen is dead.
Patrika, how?
The Immortal struck her down with a bolt of lightning.
Where is he now?
The All-Powerful is in his castle.
Why did he let you go?
We are waiting. To be culled.
You'll be cold, all right, if I don't get inside that castle, along with everybody else around here. Draco, this is the doctor. Let me in at once, do you hear me?
It's no good, Doctor. You can only speak to your Immortal through the communication box.
God, he doesn't exactly entertain a lot, does he? Right, quickly, man, take me to the nearest one.
Let me find this castle. Dither, stop. I must rest. I am exhausted.
If we ever do find this castle, we knock out the Elm Tree. How do you know we're going to find all these secrets that you keep on about?
When I have spent all the time, effort, not to mention a small fortune, if I wasn't certain on that point.
Yeah, but even if we do find them, they might not be worth anything. Not after 500 years.
Do me a favour, Dibber. The Sleepers found a way into the biggest net of information in the...
What is going on?
That question had formed in my mind, Valliard.
The information extracted is for your eyes and ears only, my lady.
Something else that is not in the public interest to reveal.
Exactly, my lady.
But this is a charade. If that information was known to those two rogues, what possible reason can there be for concealing it from this court?
This trial is concerned only with your actions, Doctor, and their consequences, nothing else. Wider issues, if there are any, are not within our terms of reference.
Perhaps that is something I should decide, Valliard.
Of course, my lady, but my own instructions were to pursue only matters pertinent to the central issue.
That is accepted. However, I should like to see the last sequence again.
Yes.
Do me a favour, Dibber. The Sleepers found a way into the biggest net of information in the universe. You think they were nicking recipes for making chutney?
Yeah, but do you know what the secrets are?
Thanks, my son. Figures, formulas, travelling faster than light, anti-gravity power, dimensional transference, scientific stuff like that. Worth a fortune. How? We sell it, Dibber. A government here, a federation there. They're all in the market for that sort of high-tech cobblers. Don't think about it, Dibber. You'll give yourself a hernia.
The Immortal does not always answer. Immortal, you commanded me to find the doctor. I had him here.
I have returned to help you, Draffro.
You are too late.
If I believed that, I would not be here.
You are here because Merdine found you.
No, Draffro, I came voluntarily. There may yet be time to repair the black light system.
Very well, Doctor. Present yourself at my portals. Alone. Merdine.
Yes, Immortal.
Assemble my guards. Cull all the organics who stand waiting outside my castle.
At once, Immortal.
Draffro!
You can't do it, Murdy. You can't kill all those innocent people.
Harry is right. You have seen the truth. It would be murder to kill them.
Neither can I free them.
Well, just leave them. Leave them for the present, anyway.
The Immortal will kill me.
Murdine, if the doctor's right, we're all in danger anyway. We might all die.
Well, I need a computer to tell me that system is debugged. I must shut it down.
No, you will not shut it down.
It's the only way.
If the system is shut down, I too cease.
If it's allowed to run wild and need to...
Termination point.
Yes. Then you'll cease then, Drathro. And so will everything else around here.
That does not matter, Doctor. All that you see is my creation.
There are several hundred people here as well, Drathro.
The work units exist only to serve me. Without me, they would have no function.
You can't see beyond the end of your pin nose, can you?
Is that abuse?
Listen.
I am listening.
You are only a robot. The people out there, the work units, the organics, whatever you choose to call them, they're living creatures, Drathro. They have a right to their lives.
Explain why.
In your terms, I can't. Whoever programmed you forgot to include moral values.
I know the values. Is your point that organics are more value than robots?
Yes, if you want to look at it that way.
Then why should I be in command of organics if they are of greater value?
Without organics, there wouldn't be any robots. There'd be no one to create them.
Accepted. This shows that robots are more advanced, therefore of more value.
It's like Ultron all over again.
Another way.
Well, you know what I mean, a back door or something.
There are only the big doors.
There must be some other way in.
Why?
The doctor might need help. I've got to get in there.
There's the ration chute.
Ration chute.
Of course. Each day the Immortal sends out food to the work units. Perhaps that leads into the castle.
Murdine, you're a pal. Oh, you're both pals. Now show me.
Your trouble is, Drathro, you've no concept of what life is.
I have studied my work units for 5 centuries. I understand all my responses, what you would call life.
Understanding is not the same as knowing, Drathro. Your work units are the result of millions of years of development. Life, Drathro.
I understand evolution.
But you don't. If you could understand 1/10 of what life was about, you want me to save those people out there.
Why? I have said that without me they have no purpose.
Everything in life has its purpose, Drathro. Every creature plays its part. But the purpose of life is too big to be knowable. 1,000,000 computers couldn't solve that one.
This discussion is of no value. I do not wish the work units to continue when I have ceased to function.
Oh, that's it, isn't it? Hubris.
Hubris?
Yes, hubris. False pride. A human sin. You've controlled your pointless little empire for too long. Now you can't see anything beyond it.
We'll have to blast through them, Dibber.
Don't like it, Mr. Glitz.
5 rounds rapid should do the trick.
And what if the L3's still functioning?
Hey?
What if he's got emergency backup support system?
There are a lot of what-ifs there, lad.
Yeah, but the most important of all is, what if I'm right?
I don't know. There's somebody to send to me. Are you sure this leads into the castle?
They must do.
There's nowhere else it could go.
Talk about the tradesman's entrance.
Well.
Glitz and Dibber. Oh, I wonder where you two have got to.
How do you do? Where is your friend, the doctor?
He's in the castle.
He didn't hang about, did he?
I'm worried about him.
So am I.
Well, Murdine thinks we can get in through this hatch.
Go on, then.
It's only a matter of minutes, Drathro. Can't I make you see sense?
It is finished.
It's not just this planet. Nobody knows where a black light explosion might end. There's never been one.
There will be soon.
Some people think it might cause a chain reaction which could roll on until all matter in the galaxy is exhausted. Is that what you want?
It is no longer of concern.
Others believe an explosion might cause dimensional transference, which would threaten the stability of the entire universe.
Look.
What is it?
Intruders in the food production chamber. So, that was your intention, Doctor.
What?
To distract me.
That's Perry.
Sensible.
Oh, you listen to reason. He needs black light to function, so he sees no reason why the rest of us should survive. That is roughly your narrow, egotistical little view, isn't it, Traffro?
If I am doomed, then you are all doomed.
Now, wait a minute. I mean, why don't we just... I mean, if it's only black light you want, Traffro, we have plenty of that, don't we, Dibber?
Do we?
On the ship, Dibber.
On the black light? Yeah, but so much that sometimes we can hardly see.
There is black light on your ship.
As my friend said. So what I suggest we do is you come with us and we'll fix you up, eh?
Why?
Well, I hate to see a good-looking robot like you go to waste. I'll tell you what else we can do for you. We can drop you back in the constellation of Andromeda. How about that?
It is possible.
And all the secrets, of course, you must bring them. I mean, they'll expect you to bring them.
How far from here is your ship?
Well, right outside, really. No distance at all.
I could function for a short distance.
Of course you could.
Then I accept your offer. Take that. Tie these others up. I will fetch the secrets.
You too. Over there. Well done.
Sorry, Bob. Here's what he said.
Don't be a fool! Slipknot, Doctor. The best I can do for you.
Strange how low cunning succeeds where intelligent reasoning fails.
Don't knock low cunning, Doctor. You're still here, aren't you? Oh, that's it, is it? The secrets. My word, there should be a lot there. All microdots, no doubt. Come along then, Dibber. Open the door for the immortal.
Quickly, you want to help me? Please stay cut out. I've got to try and shut the machine down.
Oh, I prevented an explosion.
All I can do now is hope to contain it. Terry, press the red buttons in front of you.
What?
All of them. Nadine, flick up all the switches with red neons on the arms. Oh, shine, Terry. Now. Get out of here, Terry.
What am I doing?
Get up. Ready, take up. Yes, I only hope it's enough.
You're not going to like this.
Is it finished?
All finished. And the secret.
Hey!
Well, except for this. And what's that? It's a piece of black light converter aerial. Pure silicone.
The hardest known metal in the galaxy.
And the most expensive. What's more, it's got to be a couple of tons of the stuff.
I'm way ahead of you, my son. You know we can clean up on this job very nicely. What's more, we have a tasty little kitty for the next venture.
Fresh air. What a wonderful smell. You know, you're right. Absolutely wonderful. And still the lobster held on. You're in a worse mess than I am. I'm murdering your parents' sake. You can ask them for yourself. Balthazar.
Oh, I wish you wouldn't keep frightening me like this.
I told you to get out of here.
Please don't start. Too tired and too scared to go.
This seems to be the end, Doctor, as it is written in the books. No, Balazar, for you, this is the beginning. Chapter 1, paragraph 1, as they say. Take your people up to the surface, where they belong. Yes. Perhaps at last we shall find the habitat of the Canadian goose. Perhaps. Ink dinners on him. Farewell, my loquacious friend. Right, let's get back to the TARDIS.
Well, that's the other way.
What is it?
TARDIS.
I know, stop it. Yes. Farewell. There's still one or two questions that have to be answered, like who moved this planet 2 light years off its original course, and what was in that box that Blitz and Dipper were so interested in? Goodbye, old one. And thank you for your help.
Old one. Hey, that's cute.
I always knew there was an evil streak in you. Old one indeed. Well, that's well out to me, I think. There can't be many people who can literally claim to have saved the entire universe. Well, that's all the muck you can rake up. Sit down. Smugness does not become you, Doctor. That is an irrelevant observation. I think it's now my turn to present the case for the defense.
In due course.
Well, that's not fair. Look, I wish it put on record that my involvement in the affairs of that planet resulted in the freedom of Drapro's underground slaves.
That has been noted.
And despite the fact that evidence has been withheld, my presence there was most specifically requested.
You showed little reluctance in complying with the request.
Well, lives were at stake.
Lives were lost, and because of your meddling, Doctor.
I deny that. Without my help, an entire civilization might have been wiped out.
Without your interference, it might have involved less sacrifice of human life.
That was a risk I had to take.
Risk. Risk. Hear how the Doctor condemns himself by his own words.
Gentlemen, Doctor, perhaps you should heed the Valiard. May I suggest that for the time being you have said enough?
Said enough? Said enough? I have a great deal more to say. I want to demonstrate.
You will have your turn when the Valiard has finished his presentation.
Thank you, Inquisitor.
Well, if the rest of his presentation is as riveting as the first little epic, wake me when it's finished.
Finished? I barely started.
Well, for nothing more than your future in the legal profession. I only hope your evidence gets a little better.
Oh, yes, Doctor, much better. No damning is still to come. And when I have finished, this court will demand your life.
I'm gonna like this series. Well, guys, unfortunately I work in an hour and a half, so can't really finish the rest. I'm gonna do it tonight. I get off work in exactly 7 hours. So I'll watch it. The next 4 episodes then, it won't be uploaded for another 9 hours. 9 hours, probably 9.5. 10.5 at the maximum. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching, and yeah, that was all.